All right, everybody, welcome back to Crossbow Optics Explained, Part 3, where we're going to talk about, I would say, everybody's favorite optic now, the fastest growing. If it's not the most popular yet, it's probably soon to be the most popular optic type for crossbows, and that is digital optics. I've got a couple here. Just note, these ones aren't necessarily intended that I have for crossbows, but they work. They work great on crossbows. There are a couple other options that I'll explain for you guys that you can consider. Some of the ones that you guys have probably seen, the Burris Oracle X, Garmin's got one, the new MaxView Certus that's coming out. That one is another great one. They've got a ton of capability. They're extremely popular. They're extremely powerful. They've got a lot of positives. They've also got some negatives, and that's what I want to talk through. I guess I'll start with what I've got here and the capabilities of them. This one is one from Goyo Joe that I did a video on, and I'll post a link down in the description to that video. This one's kind of nice because it's small, light, compact, and it's actually got a little screen that you view outside the optic. I mean, you're just looking at the screen. You're not viewing an internal screen like this one from One Leaf or some of the other ones. That is nice for people like my son, people that are new to shooting a crossbow and struggle maybe with eye relief on an optic, a non-digital one, I would say, more so than a digital one, but it's one that it's easy as far as someone to use. This one here, this is the One Leaf Commander One Leaf Commander NV400 Eagle. And this one has a ton of capability, and a lot of the capability this one has, a lot of the other ones do as well. This one fully digital as well. Both of these are fully digital. This one has built-in rangefinder. You can set a bunch of different parameters for speed, ballistic coefficient, a lot of environmental conditions, which I haven't played around with yet much, but with just speed and ballistic coefficient, I'm able to, with that range, project aiming points, either hold over, hold under, that are extremely accurate. So you can actively range, actively have an aiming point that's adjusting to that range. You can film 4K with this. It's got up to 26x zoom. This one's got picture-in-picture. So your main screen, like your big screen, goes up to 13x, and then you've got a little picture-in-picture with another aiming point that's 2x, whatever your main screen is. That gets you that 26x. It's crazy all the different stuff this one can do. Other optics like the Burris Oracle X or Certus, those are actually etched glass. So when you don't have the optic on, it looks like just a traditional optic with crosshairs looking through glass. But when you turn it on, you then have built-in rangefinder, and again, projected aiming point based on some different information you have to input into the optic. So massive advantage as far as having accurate aiming points once you're calibrated. Super cool on like these two to be able to film your hunts. These two are both daytime and nighttime compatible. So they were intended for firearms, not crossbows, but they both have removable IR illuminators. I don't have them with me, but if you wanted to use them at night, say you're pig hunting in Texas, or maybe you want to transition them from your crossbow to a firearm, you can put those IR illuminators on to do things like predator hunting and stuff at night. Super, super capable, a lot of cool features, and just incredible technology that is coming down in price. But as we kind of transition, I would say from positives to negatives, that might be the big one, is the price tag on a lot of these. They're definitely getting better, but you're going to be paying a couple $100. Many of them in the 500 plus range. This one specifically was a $500 optic. This one was a little less. This one was like maybe $250 or so. I don't know exactly where Burris and Certus are or Garmin are right now, but they're north of $500. So you're going to pay for this technology. Also, you can see like this one was not intended for a crossbow. I mean, it is absolutely huge. It's heavy. And a lot of them, maybe this one being the exception, they're bigger, they're bulkier, they've got a lot of electronics, they've got batteries. I think Certus is one that that has kind of trimmed down some fat on the digital optics side of things. Like it is a more compact profile and just overall package compared to like the Burris Oracle X and stuff. But just know, like they're big optics, they're heavier optics. If they're all digital, you know, another negative like these two being 100% digital, if you run out of battery, you're done. There's no other aiming point if you run out of battery on these two. Certus, Burris Oracle X, if you run out of battery, you've still got just basically a traditional, you know, glass etched optic, glass etched reticle in a traditional fixed magnification optic. So you can still hunt with those. Kind of go along the same lines with the battery is also depending on the optic. It kind of depends whether it's the, you know, like the glass etched one that's got your aiming point or these all digitals. Is like if they're asleep, you know, waking them up in the heat of the moment. I don't like to have to fart around with much of anything. So depending on what's happening, if you've got to wake the optic up or, you know, find the range, you know, finding button, things like that, like just know like you're going to have to get really accustomed to using these and very proficient in using them when things happen fast. Also on the all digital ones, not so much this one where I'm looking at just the small screen on the outside of the optic, but more this one, similar with all those settings, is also like I get eye fatigue looking at just that bright LED screen, you know, through the little eye cup here. You got to kind of tone some of that stuff to your liking just to make sure like you're not getting just like, honestly, sometimes like in low light, if my screen's too bright and then I take my eyes off of the screen, you know, you're kind of like almost like light blinded as your eyes trying to adjust and stuff. Just some of that type of stuff is different. And you've just got to make sure you're comfortable with them and you know how to navigate all the different buttons, menus, but data that you have to input into them to get them sighted in, get them calibrated, especially if they have that active, you know, ranging and aiming point projection that can change and stuff. There's just a little bit more. It's not a hard learning curve. It's just a different one. It's one you got to be accustomed to be proficient with them. But digital optics are really cool, you guys. They are super cool. I'm going to do a video. I have done a video on this one from Goyo Joe. I'll put that link down below in the description. I'm still playing with this one a little bit, but I can tell you, even though it's bulky, it's heavy, it's really not necessarily practical for a crossbow unless you're going to be like strictly bipod or tripod hunting. This one has been performing really well, and I do want to show that in a video for you guys. But there's some great options out there. I think there's only going to be more options. Zulus is another one I've heard a lot of people talking about that I think is similar. It's kind of one intended for a firearm that people are starting to translate to crossbows, having success with. I believe that is similar kind of to like the one leaf, the Goyo Joe type of all digital optic. So I'll post links down below to whatever I can find so you guys can check them out. If you like the price tag, if you like the idea of having that ranging active aiming point, being able to film through some of them, your hunts, and you know, see exactly where you're hitting game, stuff like that, be able to play back, help with tracking. I mean, all that type of stuff. These are pretty powerful optics, and if you're willing to pony up for the price of them and understand their extreme value but also limitations, this is another fantastic optic option for crossbows. If you guys are wanting to check out video number 2 of this series, if you haven't watched that one already, go ahead and check out this video right here. And for video number 4 coming up here soon, if it's released, it'll be right over here. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I hope this helped you guys out. Be safe, God bless, and remember, be a sportsman, make a sportsman.